the Jews,
Uh-huh.
why do they really want to live there
Right.
in Israel?
Right.
Current, present,
Right.
the place.
Okay.
And why have they wanted to live there so bad
Right.
for the last billions of years?
Billions of years. Wow, that's a long time ago. How about we say like 2,000 years ago?
Okay.
For like the last 2,000 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm sorry, 4,000 years. Like the last 4,000 years.
Right.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
I'm doing what?
That was it. No, I mean 5,000 years.
Well, sorry, I was thinking 2,000, like going back to Abram in 2000 BC. But it's been
okay.
4,000 years from then, so it's just shoddy math on my end.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So, all right. So why
you can't have shoddy math in this discussion?
I know. Heaven help me. All right. So why is the land important to the Jews? Let's start there.
Yes.
Okay. And so in Genesis chapter 12, so this is, I believe we read this last week as well, but in Genesis 12, verse 1, the Lord said to Abram, "Go from your land, your relatives, and your father's house to the land that I will show you." So the Lord is actually telling Abram, you're going to leave land where you've been, land of the Chaldeans, and I need you to go to the land that I will show you. Okay. And then the land itself becomes like established as far as like what is this land? And so in verse 5, it says that they set out for the land of Canaan.
Okay. Which is present day Israel.
Okay. Well, okay, let's go to Genesis 15 to establish the boundaries for the land. Because I think that helps us kind of see geographically where it is. Because it's much larger than the present day land of Israel.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they haven't done enough blowing other people up.
All right. We'll get to that later on. Let me not get sidetracked on that yet. And, oh, Lord. All right. So in chapter 15 of Genesis, verse 18, on that day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, "I give this land to your offspring, from the brook of Egypt or from the Nile River to the great river, the river Euphrates." So really we're talking about geographically, you're talking about like Egypt to Iraq.
Okay.
So that's kind of the land. Okay. And so that's a much larger, obviously, geographical territory than what's presently being held.
Right.
And so,
but what's presently being held is all the good parts.
Good. Okay. Jerusalem is there.
Right.
So that's the most important part.
Right.
Yeah. So the fact
that's where all the magic is. Most of it.
Okay. Well, hold that thought too. All right. And so for Jews, for the believers in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the idea of the land is attached to the covenant that God made with Abram or with Abraham.
Right. I totally solved this whole conflict last week.
You solved it?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you solve it?
With the Abram thing.
Okay. Let me hear. Okay.
Because
remind me how you solved it.
Because he promised all that stuff before his name got changed.
So
he promised the land before the name got changed. So everything.
Okay.
None of it matters anymore.
All right. So I'm going to actually just destroy that whole thought process now.
No.
Yes, I am. All right. So in Genesis 17, verse 5, God says, "Your name will no longer be Abram. Your name will be Abraham. For I will make you the father of many nations. I will make you extremely fruitful and will make nations and kings come from you." Okay. And then he goes on to say, "And I will confirm my covenant that is between me and you and your future offspring throughout their generations. It's a permanent covenant to be your God and the God of your offspring after you."
Fine.
"And to you and your future offspring, I will give the land where you are residing, all of the land of Canaan, as a permanent possession, and I will be their God." So even after the name change, God promises them Yeah. So I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had to destroy that thought. It was a good thought. You almost had it.
That would have solved the whole thing
You would have called everything
for everyone.
You would call everything null
Yeah,
and void.
right.
Just forget it. So, all right. Well, I'm
Guys,
glad.
actually,
I'm glad that the Word of God was able to
yes.
bring some clarity to this.
Yeah.
Okay. So so it's really, so why it's important for the Jews is that it's wrapped up in the covenant that was made to Abraham.
Okay.
And this covenant is an everlasting covenant. In other words, it's not a covenant that was made for just a specific period of time that was to end. So, for example, the covenant that God made to Noah, or made with Noah,
Mm-hmm.
saying, hey, I'm never going to flood the earth again, that was an everlasting covenant. The covenant that God is making with Abram, or Abraham, to be their God and the God of their offspring, it's also an everlasting covenant to the people of Israel.
Okay.
Okay. But then you have another covenant, for example, the covenant made to Moses, or made with Moses and the people of Israel at that point in time. That actually was for a specific time and specific people and time. But that covenant is no longer being enforced at this point.
Okay.
All right. Let me rephrase. As a Christian, I would say that. Okay. Jews would disagree with me.
So why is this covenant still enforced?
Yeah, because God said it's an everlasting covenant. And
okay.
Forever means forever. So, and because the covenant to the people group here did not involve, it was a specific covenant made to a group of people, the people of Israel, the people whose God was the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So it's specifically for the Jewish people. But it was to continue on, and so that he will continue to be their God. He will continue to, those that are blessed by them be blessed, or those they bless will be blessed. Those that are cursed, or that curse Israel, will be cursed. So all of that is actually still in play in this Abrahamic covenant. But getting back to the idea of the land, this is for the Jews, while the land, in their opinion, is theirs. Okay. So from the Jewish perspective, I think that kind of again gives the crux of it, of why it's important to them.